In the north of the kingdom, at the foot of the Rif mountain range, the town of Chefchaouen is known as the Blue Town. In the Medina, the narrow streets and houses are entirely painted in a whole range of blues, from sky blue to deep indigo. In Chefchaouen, the walls of the town are repainted several times a year as a way of announcing religious festivals. The women who are responsible for this work are endlessly colouring the walls, doors and frames with an intense blue.
Every Friday, the woman of Chefchaouen wakes up in the morning, and she does that whatever the weather, mainly in spring and in summer.
This practice goes back several centuries to when the Sephardic Jews, driven out of Andalusia, began to paint the arcades of their houses to protect themselves from the evil eye. Since then, blue has spread throughout the Medina, and in the end, the whole town adopted this colour.
لا هاي عادية شوف شو كيفاش جات
Look at that one. You look great, don't you think? It's the Medina from morning till night. It's the alleyways of the Medina, it's games in the Medina, the people of the Medina. Only one thing counts, the Medina.
Adnan, a French teacher at Chefchaouen High School, spends his free time photographing the vibrant blue world of the Medina, where he's always lived. Photography is his passion, and it has enriched his life.
It has taught me a lot. It taught me the notion of colours and of light. It also taught me to focus on details. And in fact, since I've been doing photography, I have rediscovered Chefchaouen. For me, every day there is something new. There's always a fresh light. There's always... It's become my passion, the combination of Chefchaouen and photography. We're here with Mr. Abdulwahed, who is a carpenter and who makes the town's doorways, which have become the symbol of the town. When you arrive in the town, there is a gateway and another on the way out, and he tries to replicate these same doors. I feel at home in this workshop, with the smell of the wood, the sound of the hammer. It takes me back to my childhood, to my memories.
Far from the oasis of Chefchaouen, the centre of Morocco exhibits the rustic nature of the land and the mountains. A land of fault lines with a complex geological history, the ancient folds of the high Atlas mountain range form a desert of rock. For almost 700 kilometres, the dark rocks of granite and basalt give their colours to this extreme world, which already foretells the aridity of the nearby Sahara. In the foothills of the Anti-Atlas, near the town of Tafraout, one man wanted to create a more magical desert. In 1984, the Belgian artist Jean Verham decided to paint this uniform desert by adding what for him was an essential colour, that of the sky and the sea. At 1,200 metres above sea level, on the fringes of the inhabited world, Jean Verham found a canvas on the scale of the landscape to create a monumental work. Over 3 months, some 30 people applied more than 18 tons of blue paint to transform this hostile desert into a supernatural oasis. Since then, the inhabitants of Tafraout have regularly come to maintain this blue, which keeps the evil eye at bay. This outsized work has given the site a logical new name, the Blue Rocks. Soon, the artificial blue painted by man on the rocks of Tafraout gives way to the natural blue of the sea along more than 3,600 kilometers of coastline. Between Rabat, Casablanca and El Jadida, a colourful throng comes to picnic here at weekends on the beaches of fine sand against the backdrop of the ocean waves. In the mouth of a river, a ship has run aground. The sand-covered wreck bears silent testimony to the violence the ocean can unleash. At times, the sunlight, the wind, and the sea put on a grand spectacle. Like in the theatre, some take a front row seat to better appreciate the show.